over 100 years now, the Miami University Men's Glee Club has embraced thousands of young men, and thousands of young men have embraced club back. So many of these individuals have contributed so much of their hearts, their minds, and their souls to the spirit of our club, a legacy that is renewed and built upon with each passing generation. But at its core, the Glee Club experience is not about individuals, but the coming together in a communion of spirits joined in common purpose, sometimes silly, sometimes sublime, in a quest to produce exquisite music. The rewards for such sacrifice to the whole are better human beings, quality young men at the close of memorable careers. Yet, for 40 years now, Club has recognized one name, one spirit above all others, to embody what it means to give of oneself to Club, and to be rewarded in return. In essence, he was no different than the thousands of other young men who have graced Club with their presence. And like so many others, he was a particularly gifted young man as well, the student body president of his high school, a National Merit Scholarship recipient, and a letter winner in several high school sports. He arrived at Miami in the fall of 1966, near the end of Doc Schilling's career as director. His name was Scott Alexander. For all of Scott's talents, anyone who knew him recognized his greatest love and passion was singing and music. Scott added his beautiful first tenor voice to the choir and immediately fell in love with the Glee Club, as so many do. But near the end of that first term, Scott was diagnosed with a particularly deadly form of cancer called Ewing's. Scott underwent surgery early in 1967, hoping to eradicate the disease. For a while, this seemed to work, as Scott returned to classes and his beloved Glee Club. But the cancer returned, spreading throughout his body. Undaunted, Scott determined to will away the beast within him. But the disease took its toll. As Scott's strength weakened, Scott reluctantly dropped classes until only the Glee Club remained. Scott found a rewarding joy and celebration of the gift of life through making music with his brothers in song, even as he faced imminent death. Scott Alexander died with dignity and grace on June 8, 1968. Club's outgoing director, Doc Richard Schilling, was so touched by the devotion Scott demonstrated to Club and the courageous way he closed his time on Earth, that Schilling suggested new director, Doc John Wabrick, establish a yearly memorial award for outstanding achievement in Scott's name. At banquet, in May 1969, a witty and gregarious accompanist named George Beverly was honored with the inaugural Scott Alexander Award. For over 4 decades, the Miami University Men's Glee Club has selected one member each year to be humbled in Scott's name. This singular honor has become the most prestigious recognition Club can bestow. The lone drawback of the Scott Alexander Award is that the spirit associated with Scott's name lives in so many ways among all of Club's individual spirits, each finding their own rewarding joy and the celebration of the gift of life through music and camaraderie shared with brothers in song.
I like to deal with the ladies. I like to give them a real hard time. Like to make them sigh, like to make them cry over me. I like to swing with a good time. I like to have me a real life ball. Doing all I can like a dirty old man. Tee-hee. Like to have them just hanging around, wondering where I've been. Like to see them with their big brown eyes, just drinking me in. I like to deal with the ladies. I like to hang them up on my line. I treat them kinda rough 'cause they never get enough of me. I like to deal with the ladies. I like to hang them up on my line. I treat them kinda rough 'cause they never get enough of me. Like to have them just hanging around, wondering where I've been. Like to see them with their big brown eyes, just drinking me in. I like to deal with the ladies. I like to give them a real hard time. Like to make them sigh, like to make them cry over, like to make them bawl, like to make them crawl over, like to make them weep, like to see them creep over me.